Well, the fact that they threw strikes, quality strikes. But started long before that because Tanner threw a, excellent game, except for that one pitch he hung to Javi. And then it was time, to get him out of there and turn it over, to our newly revamped bullpen. And, you feel very comfortable putting those guys in the game because, they've been in that situation many times, and they feel very comfortable in those situations. So that was a big tack-on run that we got that Anthony had sacrifice fly by Anthony. And so, it was a good game. It was a good game to watch, good game to play. It was a clean played game. And, it's, to win the first game of the series puts you in a good position for the series, which you always like to win. But, we got a tough game again tomorrow.
Is that the way you kind of would like to see those last 3 innings play out with, Kinsler, Madsen, Doolittle?
Well,
you mentioned of if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily in that order, but all 3 of those guys, like I said, they've been back in the bullpens and they know what to do, and they're pretty good both against right and left, which makes it, nice. And so we'll just have to see as we go along.
Dusty, it's easy to look at Murph today, but you got a nice offensive punch out of that whole 2, 3, 4 group in the lineup. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, that's big. I mean, and it's big to give Zim a day off. And so, and we gave Murph a day off 2 days ago prior to the off day. And so, he came out strong because it looked like he was getting a little weary. So we gave him the day off, and he responded, big time for us. So, anytime, those guys set it up for, for the RBI guys, it makes it a lot easier when you have the pitcher in the stretch versus, the windup most of the game. So, yeah, I mean, I'll take it no matter who, but those guys are there for, for a reason.
You mentioned Tanner. This is not an easy lineup to navigate through on the other side. What did you like about the way he attacked today?
Well, he had a very good curveball. He took something off of it, which makes it hard to judge the speed and stay on it. And he spotted his fastball well. And so, he was dealing. We were watching him. We were watching him, particularly in that 7th. And then because he had 100 pitches, but that's nothing for Tanner. He's a workhorse. So this time it was time for us to turn it over to our bullpen because he had done his job.
Madsen in that matchup against Schwarber. Curious, one, just how impressive was to see him kind of blow away Schwarber like that.
Well, that's not the guy you really picked to blow away, but that was impressive. I mean, he threw the ball, where he wanted to throw it, and that's even more important than velocity is location. And if you can locate with velocity, then you're way ahead of the ballgame.
Did you consider, was it options there, him versus Schwarber, or lefty versus probably Almora or something?
Yeah, but I mean, Jason Worth told me when we got him that you can trust him, and right or left. And, I trust what Jason says because he played with him, for a couple of years, and he knows him. And so, like I said, Sorber's not the guy that you most like to have anybody face because he's really dangerous. And so, but we got Sorber today, and we'll go on with that.